For a lot of folks, though, credit is or a line of credit, which I didn't know about until I started my own business, is their primary financing tool to scale their business. Um, can you talk a little bit about that? Like for someone who doesn't want to use their own money and wants to kind of rely on credit to kind of get going, and it can be just such a helpful tool.
I would say a couple things. So I always tell people in the very early days of a business when you are a startup, you should think about if you want to use credit, that's great. It is your credit. So you can get a personal card or a business card, but it's going to be backed by your personal credit. So when someone says, I want to get started, but I don't want to take any personal risk, I just look at them and say, hashtag no such thing.
Ooh, okay, I just got this. I just got
What do you
this,
mean?
actually. This is really good. Yeah, even if you're using your business credit card, it's gonna impact you
100%.
personally.
Nobody's going
It's
to give
gonna
you a startup.
that no one ever told me that, but
Nobody's going
that's
to give you a
wow.
startup business
Okay,
card that is
good.
only backed by your business that doesn't exist, because that's called
Yes,
equity,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
whole point is it has to be
Right.
backed by something. So some people say, I'm going to take a home equity loan. Fine, but you're guaranteeing it with your house. Some people say, I want to do it on a credit card, whether it's personal or business. Well, you're betting your personal credit against that. As you grow as a business, and when you get to a certain size and profitability, you can start to take out, um, either a line of credit or credit cards that are based on where it is we are lending to the entity as opposed to you as an individual. But that doesn't happen till a lot bigger than people think. I mean, that's not really for sort of a $2-3 million business. That's for, a 15, 20, $30 million top line business before you're starting to think about that kind of underwriting. Because when you're smaller than that, typically, if you don't particularly if you're not investing in something asset backed like a piece of property, right? If it's completely unsecured, which is what a credit card is, right? It's not backed by any assets that you really have to go get. All you can go get is the personal assets. You are betting on yourself. Now, if you don't want to bet on yourself, you shouldn't start a business, because that's what starting a business is. So I'm not taking that lightly. I'm taking that quite seriously. But I tell people all the time, if you believe in your idea enough, you have to believe it in enough to bet on it with your own personal assets, whether that comes in the form of savings, credit score, home equity. You pick what you want to put on the line. You're putting something on the line.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's really helpful. I think that's really helpful for
And
people. And there are other options out there, which is
yeah, and you can,
good.
over time you can start to finance with your you can finance with your revenue streams. You can finance with other assets. There are things you can do as you grow, but to really get started, I mean, I can't tell you how many people come up to me and say, "How do I get a loan to start my business?" And I say, "Well, do you mean how do you get an investor?" No, 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 I just want a loan. Well, right, but you want a loan with no consequences, right? No, that doesn't exist. Because a loan with no
Mhm,
consequences
mhm.
is called equity by any other name.
You heard it here, folks. There you go.